Good evening, everyone, and happy Saturday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Dog credited with saving 2 lives in Barnstead blaze. A deaf dog is credited with saving the lives of 2 people who escaped a fire at a Barnstead home Saturday morning. The fire broke out at 491 Beauty Hill Road about 4 a.m., the Barnstead Fire Department said. Crews found the home, an attachment, and a garage fully involved when they arrived. There were no working smoke detectors in the home, fire officials said, and a family dog alerted the 2 people who were asleep at the time. Without the working smoke detectors and that dog, it is unlikely they would have made it out of the building, said Deputy Fire Chief John. It took about an hour and a half to bring the 2 alarm blaze under control, and 2 firefighters were taken to a hospital and later released, Deputy Fire Chief John said. Several pets died in the blaze, Deputy Fire Chief John said, and the home was destroyed. The cause is under investigation. Pedestrian hospitalized after being struck in Derry. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle. At Fairfield Kia, we've got the deals you want during Kia's Light Up the Holidays sales event. Whether you want to...
Well, police in Derry are investigating after a pedestrian was hit this afternoon. It happened a little bit after 4:30 on West Broadway near the store court. And police say Carlos Brown was hit in the eastbound lane. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver was not hurt.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Derry auto salvage building destroyed. 40 cars burned in the fire. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle. At Fairfield Kia, we've got the deals you want during Kia's Light Up the Holidays sales event.
Pictures show how intense the flames were. The building fully engulfed in just minutes.
Yes, very large, all the way out the back. When we walked around, even the back of the building was fully involved. Several cars were starting to catch on fire as well.
Friday afternoon, 2 employees escaped Watts Auto Salvage on Rockingham Road in Derry before fire destroyed it. The heat was so extreme, it melted the siding of the building across the street, and the taillight of one of Derry's trucks was slightly burned.
One of our biggest concerns here is the environmental with the runoff. There's a lot of oil and products that were leaking in the back, so we put some salvage booms and stuff down to contain that the best we could.
No one was hurt. 40 cars were burned before crews got the flames under control within an hour.
Initially with hand lines, and we switched over to the ladder pipes quickly. Londonderry assisted us with that, as well as our ladder truck, and just kind of surrounded around, so to speak.
Investigators say it started while a worker was welding and flammable materials caught fire.
We're just speaking with all the concerned parties to make sure that it wasn't suspicious at all, anything like that, and we're going to take it from there. I have the PD assisting me with that right now.
And in addition to that building, several of the vehicles are a total loss. The fire remains under investigation. In Derry, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. popular Portsmouth coffee shop to close next week. A well-known coffee shop in Portsmouth is closing next week after 25 years in business. Breaking new grounds, which is in the heart of city's Market Square, will close on Thursday. According to a Facebook post from the shop owners, were approached in the fall with an offer to sell and decided the time was right. It has been a great pleasure to know all the people and the visitors of Portsmouth through the years, staff wrote in a Facebook post. It has been wonderful to be a part of all your lives, and we are forever thankful to all of our staff and customers. The shop's Durham location will remain open and will continue to accept punch cards previously used at the Portsmouth location. On Thursday, it was announced that the Profile Coffee Bar on nearby Port Walk Place will close at 5 p.m. Sunday after more than 3 years in business. Number of overdoses in New Hampshire's largest cities dropped in 2018. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cherry.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle. At Fairfield Kia, we've got the deals you want during Kia's Light Up the Holidays sales event. Whether you want to finance or...
When it comes to opioid overdose cases, data released by AMR suggests it's been a banner year.
Well, it's a significant reduction in the number of deaths in 2018 from previous years, one of the lowest ever.
In 2018, AMR responded to 700 overdoses in Manchester, a 20% drop from 2017. The 49 fatalities this year, a dramatic decrease of 23%.
There's no question that even though the deaths are down, we still have a significant problem. There's a never-ending supply of the fentanyl that's out there now.
That supply made a big difference between Manchester and Nashua. While overdose deaths dropped by 18% in Nashua, total overdoses increased by 6%.
Two cities, very similar demographics, very close to each other, but the numbers are very different.
The biggest difference, according to AMR, has been the availability of Narcan.
Now when we arrive at the scene, instead of what we typically would see would be people throwing cold water on people, now we see Narcan being administered, and people are breathing by the time we get there.
In Nashua, Revive Recovery directs people to rehabilitation services. It credits education as a reason for decline in deadly overdoses.
We're creating this awareness, decreasing stigma, and making people feel more comfortable when they are ready to reach out and get some help.
This by no means is over. It's going to continue for a long time, but we are finally making progress that we can see and measure.
Now, some other noteworthy statistics from AMR. The most frequent opioid abusers were between the ages of 25 and 29 for both men and women. And this month alone, AMR responded to 4 overdose deaths in Manchester, 5 in Nashua.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester cell phone store robbed at gunpoint, police say. Police are looking for a man who robbed a Manchester cell phone store with a gun. The robbery happened shortly after noon Saturday at the Boost Mobile at 168 Armory Street, Manchester, police said in a press release. The robbers showed a gun, demanded money, and made off with an undisclosed amount of cash, police said. The robber is described as a white man wearing a gray hoodie jacket, gray pants, and black shoes. Police said the black cloth was covering his face. It's the second armed robbery to take place in the city in the past day. On Friday night, a man robbed a convenience store on Merrimack Street. He remains at large. Anyone with information on either robberies is asked to call Manchester Police at 603-668-8711. And here is a photo of that robber. Again, anyone with information should call the Manchester Police Department. Trump blames Dems for second child death at border. Says they were already very sick. President Donald Trump blamed Democrats on Saturday for the recent death of 2 children in the U.S. Border Patrol custody, as his Homeland Security called on Congress and the counts to solve the immigration crisis. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all enjoyed watching. Have a wonderful Saturday night, and sorry about my allergies. I'm all stuffed up, and my brain is hurting as well. I'll see you back here tomorrow with more news. Goodbye, everyone.